Field Yates, an early analysis of Shedeur Sanders as well as Cam Ward.
It is a stylistic difference. We've talked about it before. But if you're looking for the quarterback that, if he can operate within the pocket with time and space, is going to deliver the football precisely and accurately, that's Shedeur Sanders. If you're looking for the quarterback who might be able to manufacture a bit more magic behind a roughshod offensive line, who's got a bit more athleticism, who has a stronger arm, that to me is Cam Ward. And let's look at the teams at the very top of the order right now that might be in the quarterback market. So you can eliminate a team like the Patriots and the Chicago Bears, who are both locked into top 10 picks. You've got teams like the Cleveland Browns. You have the Las Vegas Raiders. You have the Tennessee Titans. You have the New York Giants. There's something that those four teams have in common. Those four teams all rank in the bottom 7, or I guess the top 7, depending on how you look at it, in terms of most sacks allowed this year. Sacks are not just an offensive line stat. They're obviously a quarterback stat as well. But offensive line play does often contribute to it. So I'm nervous about these quarterbacks stepping into situations, especially in the case of Shedeur, without fortifying the offensive line a whole lot. It doesn't mean that I am stating my case that Cam Ward is QB1 right now, right away, but it doesn't feel like these two players problem solve as well as the 3 quarterbacks at the top of the class last year.
So when I hear Shedeur Sanders plays better from the pocket, that's the quarterback I really want. Because that figures into Kevin Stefanski's thing. Browns' offensive line needs some help. If DeJuan Jones is the DeJuan Jones from last year, they're a little bit better, a lot better. If he's the DeJuan Jones from this year, we might need to take one of those first or second rounders and get a tackle that can come and plug and play right now.
The biggest concerns I have with Shedeur have to do with sacks. Some of the biggest issues I have with him, I've seen him go from first and goal to out of field goal range because of sacks and running backwards. I've seen multiple sacks of 15 or more yards where he just runs around and holds onto the ball for a really long time for a guy that does not have a good offensive line. Like, Colorado is not a good offensive line. I mean, it's been very famous where he's called them out publicly on, social media and things like that, where I just don't know if, like, he is a pocket passer, but I just don't know if he processes quick enough and takes what's there quick enough, where it's like sometimes he just thinks he can extend the play to get a bigger play. He's incredibly accurate. Like, there's no doubt about that. And he can carve you up from the pocket. But, like, if he's under pressure quickly, I have some concerns about him taking some really bad sacks that just, for me, make me think I would rather take one of these blue chippers that are like a defender, like a defensive lineman or something like that, and avoid the quarterback. Cam Ward is by far the most talented guy, but he's a bigger gunslinger than Jameis Winston, more likely than not. And so it really just comes up to do you think you could rebuild the offensive line? Because if you can rebuild it, Shedeur can probably operate from the pocket pretty well. I just don't think he's got a special arm in any way, shape, or form. It's an NFL arm, but it's just, I'm not sure I love the idea of it in Cleveland in the cold weather. I know maybe in a couple of years that won't matter, but I would steer away from these quarterbacks, I think, ultimately is where I'm coming to, especially if there's not a significant upgrade in the offensive line.